Good morning, class. Today we are going to be looking at our book that we just listened to the YouTube video of called If You Decide to Go to the Moon. I'm going to show you how to do a keyword summary today. And keywords are words that you think are very important, that if somebody was to read this text, they would be words that somebody would need to know. So I like to think of keywords as often words you'd find in the glossary. So when I look at this part of the book, I'm going to underline the part that shows me the keyword. So I think if I was to read through this entire text, a word that I think would be very important if I was writing about the moon, that someone may not know the meaning, would be craters. And it says, craters are holes made by meteors that have rained down on the moon through the ages. So I'm going to go back to our little chart over here that I've made, and I've picked out 3 keywords already. So craters are, let me get this right. Craters are holes made by meteors. Let me see if I spell meteors right. I can go back and check in the book because that doesn't look like I spelled it right. So when you're writing something, always check your spelling with the book. So craters are holes made by meteors. So that's our first definition that we've learned. And I like to use that as a way of thinking about keywords. Let's look for our next one. We're going to go back. And when I read this page, I only see one word that I think that people might not know what it means. And that is horizon. Now let's see if it gives us some clues to tell us what horizon means. Now let's look at the picture. The hills stretch on and on to the horizon where the rim of the moon meets the blackness of space. Now that's kind of hard. So a horizon is like a line that you look over, like at the ocean, and you can't tell necessarily where it ends. Okay, let's look at the next page. So a horizon is like a line that you can't, like the ocean and the sunset and how it meets. It's where everything kind of blurs out and you can't see the very end of it. Your trip is almost over. Your ship has reached the atmosphere. You drop down through the clouds and land on green grass. So I know atmosphere is a hard word. So I think I'm going to write about it. You drop down through the clouds. So I know the atmosphere has to be above the clouds. Okay, so I'm going to go back and I'm going to think about those two. Horizon's really hard to define. So I'm going to do horizon last because that's a really hard one. Let's do atmosphere first. Atmosphere is a protective layer above the clouds around the earth that keeps us safe from the sun's UV rays. Now, I had to actually tell y'all that one because that one's kind of hard. But if I was going to read this book, I would have to look up what that word meant. Now, if this was a nonfiction book, this word would have to be at the back of the book because I wouldn't know what it was. So I'd have to look in the glossary to find out what it was. Now, let's do something I don't normally do. Let's look for a really good definition on Google of and let's see what it says. Now, normally you would look in a book, but today I'm going to look on Google because that is a hard one. That is a hard one. It says, the line at which the Earth's surface and sky appear to meet. Oh, okay. So we could say the line at which the land and the sky appear to meet. Let's go back and make that in our own words. The line at which the land and the sky appear to meet, just like we see in the ocean when we're on the beach. So, we have 3 words that were very difficult from this text that we have made definitions for now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw lines in between them. And this is just to show you how to do keywords today, guys. Your only assignment was just to listen to this and to write, was to listen to this and to listen to the book. So if you've done those 2 things today, guess what? There's no written work. So thank you so much for listening. And tomorrow we're going to come back and we're going to look for some descriptive words about the moon, because we're going to make a poster about the moon on Wednesday. I'll see you tomorrow.